Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. I do hope this message finds you doing phenomenal. Okay, it's going to be a general reading. So I got some ash. That's some Palo Santo. Filling this space. I feel like putting my hood up. I got the ceiling fan on. It's kind of chilly in here. Anyways, so take what makes sense. Don't worry about the rest. If it resonates with you, cool. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. You are responsible for all your own choices, okay? Keep that in mind too. Use your discernment, pray for wisdom, knowledge, these things when you're listening to any reading from any reader. Because you are responsible for what you do. No one else is. Okay? Check out the box below the video and you can purchase the oracle decks I've designed. This is the FeralSpirit Oracle deck and this is the FeralSpirit Soul Care deck. I believe they're $33 somewhere in there from Game Crafter. I designed them. They print them. Okay, I don't know why I need to explain that. It's also emails to get a hold of me for counseling, or not counseling, consulting. Somebody could be in counseling. There's some consulting here, or, you know, just to talk about spirituality and what is all the hoopla about that. So, it is May 23rd, 2026, at 9:57 p.m. Michigan time, okay? I really like showing the dates on these because there will be situations that arise and I've recorded these on a Saturday and stuff going down on a Wednesday. So before we touch these, let's go ahead and say a little prayer for ourselves and for God. Thank you, the Most High God, Holy Mother, Holy Father. Thank you for these divine messages. Thank you for this clarity. Thank you for this guidance. Thank you for helping us grow together in love, wisdom, and understanding of not only you, but each other and ourselves. Thank you, God. Okay, let's get some of these. That feels right. Okay, I just put this one in here too, and it's reversed, okay? Careful opening fortune cookies, folks. I know it sounds superstitious, but I'm just saying. This is hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. 10, 11, 25, 29, 32, and 41. This is reversed though, so I feel like you're overdoing it. You're doing too much. All right, and this one says, watch your relations with other people carefully. Be reserved. 5, 15, 20, 21, 35, 43. You're doing too much. We can always start again. This is saying pause for cause. Take time. You could be a Pisces or something about a hanged man. You need to pause here. You're doing too much. I feel like you're it's all backwards. You're prepared. You're hoping for bad stuff, but you're prepared for good stuff. Something about that. Okay. Also, intuitively, I forgot to mention the message intuitively for this sets of readings is we make more impact than we can fathom. Yeah, than we can fathom. Fix this. Okay. Anyways, so. I don't know, something about it. Somebody's doing too much. That part, definitely. Alright. Thank you, God. What's the clues here for this reading? D. I feel like somebody, too, it's like, I'm not done. I want it. It's almost like somebody that wants to hold on. They want to hold on to their worry. I'm hearing Dustin, W. 12 to 11 p.m. Headphones, somebody could wear headphones, or somebody could have heard something, and something about down under, somebody could be Australian. I'm not even gonna try to attempt an Australian accent. Friday. Bracelets, something about a friendship here, somebody could wear a lot of bracelets, or make bracelets. September. Something here about Virgo or Libra, making something right. Z. Something about someone sleeping. Earrings. Yeah, something here. Somebody, is this giving me the energy of telephone? Where somebody says something, you know that game where you whisper in someone's ear and then you go around the room and by the time it gets back to the original person, it's all just bad. It's not the original message. So I'm putting my foot up. Trying to get more comfortable here. You. I come from the land down under. What's that song? I come from a land down under. See on the bottom. Somebody sees somebody. Something about winding down. Something's winding down. Tattoo. Somebody could have a lot of tattoos, or they could be a tattoo artist. Something about the Zulu tribe as well. Somebody could be of that tribe. Zoo. Something about the zoo energy is giving me like Zuzu, like something about energy, chi, you know, like bad juju, good juju, but it's like Zuzu, like so I don't know. Interesting. I feel like that's a word. I'm hearing Donnell. Wow. Donnell. Interesting. Nate. Wait. Something about that. There's Zuzu pets. I don't know. We're going to find out what this means, folks. Let's learn together. There's so much things with Zuzu. There's some sort of yogurt. Zuzu land is like something here. Toronto. Something about Cafe Zuzu in Toronto. I feel like that's really relevant. Something is a child show. Somebody could be a parent. Zuzu and Farmingdale. How to draw Zuzu from Dogman. Be nice, Zuzu. Yeah, be nice. Maybe somebody's trying to tell you to be nice. I don't know. Zuzu African acrobats to perform on campus at the University of what? That was 3 years ago this picture was taken. But, okay, I don't know. Something here, I'm telling you, somebody could be of African descent. Something here about Zuzu. I don't know. I don't know. There's the Thai restaurants, there's acrobats. It's like, does anybody, you're doing too much. Okay. Back to that. You're doing too much. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, something here about somebody CD, right? Somebody's there's also somebody's driving under the influence. Can't get away from that one. Someone might have got a DUI or a DWI. Or is it OWI, operating while intoxicated, or operating OUI? I don't know. Something here about all that. Something here about the UN. I feel like, okay, there's somebody's trying to bring things together. There's a friendship vibe here, okay? Maybe it's your friend circle. I feel like I said, the game of telephone. Somebody was doing too much. Something got started, and by the time it got back to where the end of the thing, or the end of the room, or where it needed to be, it was just not the same thing. It's like, whoa, how did we get Thai food and acrobats and Africa involved? It's like that. What's with the dog? What's the dog doing there? Like, okay, cartoons, bring it. Somebody could like cartoony things. But yeah, I feel like this could even happen over the course of a day. Okay, something started maybe on Friday, and it could have involved a Virgo or a Libra, and I feel like it got back to the source, and it was like, what? That is no. What? And it might have even, there's something here about politics, right? Social politics. So yeah, I'm hearing Wade. Yeah, I feel it. Wendy. Darius? Something about Waterford. Something about wading in the water. Or they're wading in it. Like, you did too much. Let's try this again. Okay, that's the kind of vibe here. Yeah, it's just definitely, somebody can wear earrings, wear headphones. I feel like somebody might listen to, like, really like music. I also feel like somebody here is a piercing apprentice or tattoo apprentice. Or, you know, along those lines, they work in a tattoo shop, either doing body mods or, you know, tattooing. Yeah, something here about the Zulu tribe. Zulu. I don't know. I can't get away from that energy. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so we have seductive coming out. Let's go try again. All right, God, what's the clues for this reading? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blocks. Okay. So something here is in the way or has been in the way. I feel like it's this misinformation vibe. Time is now. Somebody's heart chakra is also open. I feel like somebody felt they felt stuck at home or in an environment, someplace where they're supposed to feel safe. I mean, you could live alone or whatever. It could be a Cancer as well. Something here about Capricorn and Aquarius. Or this is giving me like somebody is realizing that, you know, by being by myself, not like romantically, but being alone and not building a support network, right? It's time. It's time now, like, to connect. But this is also giving me the vibe of, this is why I don't connect, because telephone. Like, what do you mean I'm hoping for the worst but prepared for the best? That don't even make sense. Like, this might have got back to somebody and they're like, and this is why I stay reserved in connections. Let's try this again, okay? So yeah, there's something about that. I feel like somebody's heart is definitely in it, and they're trying to remain, like, open-hearted. But it's like, oh my gosh. So we have reflection, or two ways, excuse me. Two ways coming out. 2, and 9. Somebody could be 29. Something about 1992. Secure, sturdy, patient. Yeah. Okay, so somebody might have felt, yeah, there's 2 ways to look at this is what I'm hearing. Okay, so somebody might have felt like, you know, something's in my way. Maybe it's because I'm alone. Maybe it's time to get alone even. Maybe somebody has surrounded themselves with a bunch of people, and that's how this telephone energy got started. And it's like, yeah, okay, what about acrobats and Thai food? You know, it's like, oh, I'm doing what? That kind of vibe. And somebody's realizing, you know what? Maybe now's the time that I need to be alone and just kind of see how that goes. Now with this 2 ways and then the 2 here, okay, there is, I feel like, a connection. Something about 122, 1229. Something about 1229. I feel like that's an important number, like a phone number or some other kind of number. So maybe that's for you. As a confirmation, okay? Not that I'd use it, but as a confirmation. So yeah, there could be something here where it's like, you know, that things are 2-way streets, okay? So you kind of, this is almost like checking yourself as well. There's a 2-way street here, and there's a harmonious connection. You do know that, like, it is beneficial to have connections, okay? Whether they're for networking or support. I feel like somebody here is trying to build a support. I feel like there's one energy where somebody is alone. They've been alone for a while, and now they're like, I am trying to build a support. And what happens is this telephone energy where it's like, and that is why I just kept to myself. There's another energy here where somebody is like, I have been surrounded by so many people. Now it's time that I need to be alone. Maybe keep minimal connections, okay? Keep me, my principles with that 9. It's giving me Sagittarius energy. It's also giving me Virgo energy and Libra energy, all right? September energy. But it's like, you know, my principles and my habits, and that I need to change these things in order to bring balance to my life and to my situation, in order to secure something and stay sturdy, okay? I feel like somebody was mistaking some sort of block. It's almost like a stagnation energy, but is it stagnant or are you just solid, man? Like, something about that is, so, and actually I'm going to put these down. Yeah, 1. All right, let's get a little further. Thank you, God. Something about December. Somebody could be a Sagittarius or something to do with your principles and your work ethic, but there's also this energy here of, like, I don't know, someone's habits. I don't know how to explain it. All right, so we have mountains, difficulties. Maybe something was in your way. What's the clues here? Yeah, I feel like it's people. Okay, to that person that's realizing that maybe I need to be alone now. Yeah, there's something here about birds. Worry, excitement, gossip, chattering, nervousness, anxiety. We make more of an impact than we can fathom. Maybe you're like, how the did that get back to me? What? What do you mean? I'm a superhero? Yeah, okay. That one's okay. We'll keep that one going in the middle. But it's like, so yeah, I feel like somebody realized that I've been stuck or blocked, and there's been struggles, And you're realizing now, I feel like now is what you're realizing is where it's like, I got to break away for a minute. I got to reconnect with who I want, but I got to hit, you know, just break, pause for a minute. There's too much going on. This is giving me, I think it's a Dirty Head song. I'm not sure. But it's, I'm spread way too thin. Everybody wants to know what's happening. I'm spread way too thin. What's the big rush now? Tell me what the... I don't know the rest of the words. But yeah, it's about basically like somebody gets, you know, they hear some news or something that gets back to them. And they're upset about it. Maybe somebody just got upset about what they were hearing, or they got anxiety. I feel like this is a group of friends who were playing the game telephone, and it escalated and it got out of hand, and the person that was involved in the actual telephone plot line, it got back to them, and they're like, what? Strong vibe of that. You being such a good boy, Karma. Thank you. My doggy's being so good right now. Alright. Yeah, this is a dude. I feel this is a dude energy all day long. So it could be a group of males, a group of males. Oh, subconscious, intuition, emotions, fears, desires, and fantasies. Okay, yeah. This is going to be like, this is not what I wanted. So I feel like somebody here, either a man or a masculine energy, or, you know, male presenting, whatever. This could be even be you. But there's somebody here that's just like, yeah, they're the ones making the decision that, like, okay, this is holding me back. I know I've got to change this now. And I feel like there is some sort of, maybe because you're making all these changes too, that it's got your social group going all excited. You know, you got your social group all like, what is he doing? What's going on? Yeah. You're doing self-care, honey. That's all you're doing. You're just trying to take care of you. Maybe they're saying you're selfish. I feel like there's a message here that's important. Yeah. Okay, this is something that you've been wanting to change. This message helps this change move along, I'm hearing. So, yeah, I feel like you're just trying to take care of you. You're paying attention to your habits. This is giving me like somebody had to make a change in order to save their life. Somebody recognized, like, I've got to do something different or I'm going to die. Is that extreme? It isn't everything that extreme. We just don't see it that way, right? We take so much for granted. So I feel like the who, yeah, somebody's acknowledging their friend circle or who they've been hanging out with. I'm hearing socializing. So he's getting honest about that. 17, 71, and 8 could be relevant here. It could be a Leo, Cancer, Virgo, Libra. Something about fox. You could like foxes. Could be a Sagittarius. 15, 51, and 6 could be a Gemini. I feel like there's something here about loving communication. And there's also this person, I feel like they're trying to get honest with themselves about who they're around. They're getting honest about that and what it's creating, right? That Leo energy. It's like, what am I creating with the way I'm feeling? You know, that's our heart is our generator. That's coming from someone who deals with emotions that go like this. Okay? So I'm constantly going, what am I making with my feelings? And it's like you're getting honest about what that is. Okay? Am I contributing to my own anxiety? Am I contributing? No, and you're like realizing like, okay, maybe I am. If you look at that for a little bit, and then you realize there's certain people that come in externally, right? And then we interact with, and you're like, why do I get anxious around that person when I've been so cool, like, not around them? Like, and that's a huge indicator that that person, there's something, they're not in alignment with your vibe, man, whoever that's for, okay? There's something here where you've been I feel like you've been recognizing, yeah, that's that two ways. I was going to say accountable, because that's that two ways cards, right? You realize things are two ways. I'm letting them in. Yeah, they're coming in, and that's, I can't say that it's their fault that I feel anxious, because I'm also allowing myself to be around that anxiety-inducing energy. So that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. We're recognizing that, right? And that's going to take some sort of perseverance, because this is the 6 that I'm getting off of this is like, okay, I can't cut them off completely, or I don't want to cut them off completely. Something about 1971. Okay? Yeah, definitely. 1771. That could be a number you're seeing. I feel like that's something else anyways. For someone. Back to where it was. But I feel like you've been persevering through all these changes, right? Recognizing, taking space from people, allowing them back in, and realizing, okay, what's my part in this? I allowed that person back in, so I can't blame them, right? But at the same time, I'm acknowledging, honestly, who they are to me and who they show up as in my life. That's a thing. One more, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Prosperity. There's another 6. Something here about a Sagittarius or December. Something in December would be really relevant. So yeah, with this prosperity coming in, you're realizing that the more time, and you have relax on the bottom, just relax. It's just the coffin. You have to grieve things. You have to let things go. You have to recognize that, you know, where there's loss, there's now room for something else to come in and take space there. Okay. It doesn't always have to be bad. Loss is hard as it is. With the coffins, though, for me, coffins represent a physical way of letting something go. It's Memorial Day weekend, too. So I'm kind of thinking about that. I'm like, what's this? So this could be happening right now, right? You could be an Aries, something about April. This is 22. You could be 22. But also, you know, that breaks down to a 4. You could be taking charge of this. And you're realizing that the more you take charge of yourself, right? And this is self-care. I don't feel like the rest of these words on here are selfish. Maybe somebody's calling you that, or a group of people is calling you that. I feel like you have a support system here who's like, no, self-care is very important. And maybe, you know, with the seahorse, I feel like there's a group of men that are being super helpful to another man, okay? We'll figure out with tarot what this is about. Maybe this is, you know, somebody is connected to you, even viewer, if you're not a man or a part of a group of men. But there's something here where somebody's realizing that the more that I balance out and harmonize within myself and within my environment, okay, this starts here. If I balance out and harmonize in here, then externally, my environment starts to balance out and harmonize. And if it's not, then I have to ask myself, okay, what's the two-way here? What are they bringing? What am I bringing? What am I allowing? What are they giving? Okay, that sort of thing. I also feel like your money's coming up. You're adding on to yourself these awesome things. I feel like there's great things that you're adding to your life now because you have space for it, okay? And with that secure, sturdy, and patient, maybe those are some of the things you're realizing. I am sturdy. Maybe you're realizing I am more secure than I actually gave myself credit for. At least I'm not insecure like that one over there. Or, hey, you know what? I might not have a lot, but my bills are paid. That's security in itself. So something about that. Also, you might be a patient person. You know, this is going to be someone who has long game energy. Okay, they play the long game. You're a chess player, not a checkers player. You're a chess player. Okay. We have hag on the bottom. Yeah, maybe somebody might have thought you were, you know, like harsh. I feel like you have some people here who aren't happy with what you're doing, and you're over here like, you're doing too much. And now that I got all this weird ass communication back that makes no sense, rumors are starting, rumors are flying, you know, that sort of thing. It's like, no, I'm just gonna step back, take care of me. I'm gonna take care of me. And you know, I feel like there's a group here that might have misunderstood your habits, right? Virgo energy, with that 9. Something here, somebody could be born in September, or, you know, just September would be really relevant. Maybe by September, you just have so much more clarity. You're going to see your money much more increased. I feel like you already have these things. Your money's getting good. I feel like you're already secure, sturdy, and patient, right? It's almost giving me like I was shaky at one point and now I'm stable. Okay, something about that. You exchange some sort of energy here. Let's get a few more clues. Thank you, God. 23 minutes in. Where's the soul missing? Maybe that's what you recognize about, you know, your social circle is who am I allowing in? This is Aquarius. 11th house, community, large groups, friends, and Uranus. I love God. Thank you, God, so much for for putting it on me to want to do this, read this divination and these cards and help people. Do your choices support or disturb your soul? So this is just confirming what I have already been running my mouth about. You're making choices about your friend group, your community, right? And maybe you got other people in the community who are way more supportive, who are, you know, giving you like, you know, the encouragement to keep doing what you're doing. We have inner mother on the bottom. Yeah, you might be just recognizing some sort of feminine energy here. I feel like something, I want to say dormant, some sort of feminine, you know, these two cards are actually really opposite of each other, honestly. It's the hag energy and inner mother. So emotional symptoms. You might have, and shadow child, even better. where I'm headed with all this, right, is you might have realized that you needed to nurture yourself, and maybe you didn't have some mothering of some sort, okay, as a child, and now you're recognizing what that mothering looks like in a healthy way. I really feel like there's like a group of men here. If you're, I mean, maybe you're not a man, but I feel like you're a man. And I feel like you've got a lot of encouragement here. And you're being really, really encouraged to look at who you're around, what's missing, what are they doing for you, you know? Because I don't think we're ever really alone. I don't believe that. But I feel like there's also here where you're like looking at the people that you took time to be alone, and you're looking at the people you're allowing back in, and you're seeing like, this is to support me or disturb me, and that's that kind of vibe. All right, let's go ahead and get some tarot. Somebody here is totally doing too much though, and it's like you got some information back about yourself, and you're like, what? Get out of here! Get out of here! So we have 8 of Swords, and the Lovers coming out. Okay. So somebody, yeah, I feel like somebody might have been trapped. They might have been felt trapped in a social circle, or I'm hearing social dynamic. Yeah, and I feel like somebody is choosing that Lovers card. No, I mean that, you know, that's choosing to work with someone, but I feel like you are choosing to work with you. Okay, and you're like, you could be choosing to work with someone else. Maybe you realize that, you know, right now I got to act right now. I've been stuck in my own head. I've been trapped about this. I mean, this is going to get kind of like flowery here real quick, but there's somebody single, and maybe you're choosing to work with them because you heard in your community of friends, right? Telephone. Maybe you heard rumors about that person. I feel like this is really self-specific, something about self-specific. Okay, I feel like this is really specific to a man, though, okay? And maybe, you know, maybe you heard rumors in a group of men. I feel like you have a group of guys who are really supportive and helpful. And then you have this group of friends, right? Like co-ed friends. Like, we don't have to get all in who's in that one. Everybody's in that one. But you're realizing who is who to me. Okay? Who's who? And you might be choosing to work with someone. I also feel like, you know, this could be an energy of somebody choosing to work with themselves. I have this lighter sitting over here randomly. All right, we have the 3 of Wands. Somebody's looking. Yeah, that's that. Does this support or disturb your soul? So I feel like you're a person who is started to stop and ask yourself, is what I'm doing helpful or unhelpful? You have a 2 of Cups here. I was trying to get away from it because I'm like, man, it's like somebody broke away from a group of people to be alone, but then there's a connection here. There's a harmonious connection. And I was interpreting it. I'm just looking at the energy, and it's like with yourself. But the more that the tarot comes out, it's like somebody's been thinking about another connection. Maybe with a lover, or choosing a lover instead of being alone. Maybe you're at that space, that's time in your life where you're like, I can actually handle. Now that I figured out how to discern wisely my friend circle, right? My social dynamics. Maybe, you know, this is somebody who's like, I'm ready for a relationship now. I'm ready for that one-on-one. I'm ready to be sturdy and patient with someone. I've been alone for a while, so I know what that looks like. Yeah. I feel like somebody might be trapped in their head, though. This is going to be like a group of friends getting someone trapped as well in their head. It could be a rumor going around about, you know, 2 people connecting. You know, maybe somebody's like, oh, I like that person. And someone else was like, oh, I heard so-and-so likes that person. These things happen. So, and I feel like somebody's looking at the connection, you know? And what is this going to bring to me? What is this? And yeah, it is, what is this going to bring to me, okay? You don't have to connect romantically with someone in order to live a full, whole, healthy, quality life. Some people do, some people don't. You don't have to. It's not like a thing. But I feel like somebody here is looking at a connection. They have connection with someone. It's very harmonious. Okay? I feel like there's a message coming in. There's some inner mother vibe here where like your inner mom's like, that one. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm not picking that from a place of intimidation or fear or, you know, a harsh critic internally. Oh, can we tell us where the viewer's at in this energy? Thank you, God. Where's the viewer at in this energy? Ace of Wands reverse. Viewer! So, One more, please. Where's the viewer at in this? Fell on the floor, slid across the table. Strength card. Could be dealing with a fire sign. Viva la resistance, my friend. This could be a group of people trying to connect you to a person, to a connection. And I feel like you're resistant towards it. I feel like there's something's lacking. I heard pizzazz. Maybe it's pizza. Maybe you just need to get some pizza involved, and that would fix it right up. 10 of Cups. Pizza? Try pizza. Find out what kind of pizza they like. Hey, what kind of pizza do you like? Maybe that'll make it all better. Don't know where that's coming from. Ace of Wands reverse. Wow, that's a no. Viewer, you're like, no. I heard staunchly. No. You're a hard-headed person. That's okay. It's okay. That's the blessing that God gives us, is that free will. We are not slaves. We get to decide what we want to do, right? Free will. How we want to see things. Oh, this is giving me like, nope. Been there, done that. Viewer, you are not taking action, even though you're out in the cold, and I feel like you're desiring to reconnect here. Okay? That we can always start again. Ace of Wands reverse, five of coins upright, 10 of Cups upright. You are feeling a draw to something here. And you've done a lot of self-work. You've done a lot of self-searching. I feel like you're looking at something new here. I feel like this could also be a new person, okay? This is not someone that you're familiar with. I do not feel like you're familiar with them. But that could be the drawback, too, where it's like... The devil you know versus the devil you don't. Maybe that's why it's like, no, they're too much like my ex, or it's like, I don't know. It's some sort of fear here, viewer. There's a fear, but even though it's a harmonious connection, there's love. I feel like there's the spark of love. Clarify this Ace of Wands reverse. I feel like somebody's sparked. They have a spark of interest. Okay, so the Eight of Wands is coming out with that Ace of Wands. So somebody here needs to make some movement forward, viewer. And you're coming out as someone who lacks some sort of passion or pizzazz. I feel like you've been out in the cold. I feel like it's going to be like, I'm all alone. There's nobody here beside me. You could feel like an ass. Okay? But yeah, I feel like there's some sort of communication. I keep seeing that. Communication. Yeah, communication. There's some sort of communication. I feel like that would stop this from breaking down. I also feel like there's somebody here who's like, no, that's a new person. I don't want to go through the whole hassle of meeting a whole new person, learning all about them. You know, that's jaded energy. I can relate to that. You know, it's up to you. As long as that's the vibe you're going for, you know. Remember, God's will in your life always. Let God lead the way, but when we dig our heels in, that's kind of the energy we get stuck in, which is, do I really want to take the time? It's just easier to be alone. That's you. Okay? Anything else the viewer needs to know? 10 of Swords, that's coming out sideways in reverse. It's kind of at an angle, okay? It's at an angle. You guys can see it right here. Angle. This is the bottom of it, so it's reversed. But it's at an angle. I feel like right now, what you're going through is just some sort of ending. Yeah, Knight of Cups. It's like, is it too soon? I don't know. It's like, oh, there's so much. You've heard so much. There's been so much done. You're like, do I really need to say anything? What do I say, you know, at this point? It's kind of like that vibe. Where it's like, I have this desire, 10 of Cups, right? I really want to be a part of something bigger than myself here. And that's what relationships are, romantic or otherwise. Is, you know, you're devoting yourself to that person. It's a choice. Like I said, you don't have to have it. 34:33 on the clock. But there's, you know, with this 10 of Swords coming out reverse, this is like the worst is over. It's like, I'm just starting to feel better. And I like them. Or you have this group of friends who are like, we know of someone, be great for you. And you're like, but I'm just starting to feel better. You know? Anything else the viewer needs to know about this? What? Actually, you know what? What will confirm this for the viewer? Let's go ahead and hit that out. Let's see what that looks like. Queen of Rings. Okay, so what's going to confirm this? This could be somebody that's really grounded. They're secure, sturdy, patient. They could be, they're single. I feel like this is somebody who is very valuable. They're very, they're resourceful. Okay, they share things. They're generous. It could be it could be an Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Or this is just an energy of somebody who is like wifey material or partner material, okay? And you see that. And it's also giving me that whole like, should I say something? So much has been done, you know? And I mean, somebody got honest here about their friends getting in the way and getting in their head. And Knight of Swords, Five of Cups, Temperance. Yeah, somebody's going to try to communicate some sort of regret here. And I feel like this could be... a balancing out of energies. It's like maybe you didn't date this person, but you've been, I feel like maybe there's something here, there's something here that needs some action, needs to be taken, like an apology. More I'm delving into this energy, especially with that Knight of Swords and Temperance, Ten of Rings. Yeah, maybe this could be even somebody in your family. I feel like you want this person to be a part of your family. I also feel like that whatever the holdup is with your money, it's this stuff. It's okay, Karma. He's so protective. I love him for that. It's okay, buddy. Thank you. So, you know, the Queen of Rings here is somebody recognizing, like, that's a partner. I keep opening double reverse and Ten of Rings, okay? So, yeah, that's the long-term partner right there. I just need to decide that. Two of Wands, Page of Wands. I just need to decide to say something. Okay, viewer, that's you. You just need to decide to say something. It's up to you. The ball's in your court on this one. I've got nothing else for you in that way. Like, it's either you say something, and I'm hearing Fleetwood Mac's Break the Chain. Either you say something, you just keep letting it be what it's going to be. I feel like you might have misunderstood something here. I feel like you need to try something again, because there might have been some sort of misinformation or just a misunderstanding. Maybe somebody was more reserved than how they felt, okay? They were holding back more feelings, and they had bigger feelings than they let on. Something, I don't know about this. Maybe it's a work thing. Maybe, I feel like there's a romantic vibe here. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that, and I hope it's helpful. And if nothing else, entertaining. Many, many blessings till we talk again.